This is episode 2 of the AI Dungeons & Dragons adventure, where 3 AI characters attempt to survive through 6 different scenarios and defeat the final boss of Twitch chat at the very top of the map. And this time, we created 3 absolutely deranged AI characters, including Spruce Lee, the living tree ant who wants to be an action movie star, and he talks like he's narrating a summer movie trailer.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. This summer, spruce yourself up because shit's about to get real fucking cinematic. Time to turn up the heat, motherfuckers.
What a tree. I'd follow him to the ends of the earth, I would. Next up is Whimsy, a seductive succubus who charms her enemies with a sultry voice.
Careful, DugDug, or you might find yourself begging me for mercy.
Oh my, okay.
Or perhaps for something even more thrilling.
I feel like I might need to tone down Whimsy to be H with you guys. But she also transforms into an extremely annoying frog character whenever she takes damage.
Time for a froggy hop rescue mission.
I thought that was like a fasten seatbelt sign in a plane. This guy sucks. Everybody hates Whimsy. I don't actually know which version of Whimsy they like or hate. We love Whimsy. Well, hold on. Before you say that, listen to her literal first answer. She might suck, okay? Get ready for the We Hate Whimsy subreddit to pop off. r/We Love Whimsy. That's not real, is it? Holy shit, it's Whimsy. I can't wait for Whimsy to die, like, immediately in the campaign. And finally, we have Napoleon Bonaparte. This is literally just the guy from France who got teleported into Dungeons & Dragons somehow, and now he's pissed off at the British.
Qu'est-ce que le fuck, Doug, you British-loving bastard.
Jesus Christ. And with our 3 characters created, we are ready to begin. And like the previous D&D videos, this is a simplified version of Dungeons & Dragons. But the key thing is that if any character loses all 3 of their hearts, they are permanently dead for the rest of the campaign. Yes, this is permadeath. All right, let's start the adventure. For months now, the land of Dougtopia has been stuck in a repetitive time loop. Each week, this world completely resets. Everything repeats itself over and over, week after week, even after it gets really boring and it's not funny anymore. Who would do such a thing? Who would find such repetitiveness in the land entertaining? Eager to stop the loop, 3 adventurers agreed to work with the great wizard DugDug. The wizard with a full head of hair walks forward to the 3 of you and says, "Adventurers, I am the wizard DugDug. Look at my full head of hair." And you admire and notice how there is a lot of hair on the top of his head. It looks like he drew it on, actually, before the stream started. But anyways, he says, "Through great research, I think I may have found the culprit of this dastardly time loop that we've all been stuck in. The creator of the loop is none other than Twitch chat." Which makes sense, because they're the only ones in this whole land who thinks repeating the same joke over and over is funny. And you can very faintly hear somebody in the far distance to the north yelling, "Bald!" repeatedly, followed by a lot of people saying, "Omega lol, true." DugDug the wizard continues, "But fortunately, I have a plan. I believe this time loop can be broken if you travel north and defeat Twitch chat and their source of power at the Obsidian Peak." And there's a big dramatic boom. "It will be treacherous," DugDug continues, "but I believe that only you can do it. Please, adventurers, will you travel north and free us from the time loop?"
In a world where time loops fuck shit up, 3 unlikely heroes step forth to save the day, led by the most badass fucking tree you've ever seen. Spruce Lee dramatically shakes his lush foliage, sending owls fluttering into the air for maximum cinematic effect. Napoleon Whimsy, get your asses on set. It's tree time, motherfuckers.
Oh!
Cinema.
Okay, God, I fucking love Spruce Lee. And now let's hear from Whimsy.
Ooh, stopping Twitch chat sounds sinfully delightful, DugDug. Purrs hot Whimsy.
Okay, I tried to turn down the
Sauntering
sexiness.
seductively toward the wizard, tracing a finger along his poorly drawn hair.
It's real hair.
I do love breaking things, especially loops and hearts. So count me in, darling. Let's make some chaos.
Okay, and is Napoleon Bonaparte in? Or does he just, like, leave and go back to France? I don't know.
DugDug, you hairy bâtard. You expect me, the greatest fucking tactician in Francais histoire, to waste my time fighting these ridiculous Twitch chat British wannabes.
Wait, he's not gonna come?
Generals, we're going north to crush these repetitive idiots faster than Wellington stole Waterloo from me. Napoleon grabs a nearby quill, scribbles DugDug est bald on the wizard's forehead, and marches confidently northward.
What the fuck, man? This team is assholes. Doug est bald. Mega lol, so true. And now that the team has committed, it is time for the adventure of a lifetime. You travel north out of the Wizard's Tower and head out onto the open road towards the beginning of your campaign. Adventurers, we are now looking at the map. You stand at the far south of these lands, and to the far north is the infamous Obsidian Peak. But to travel there, you will have to cross many caverns and crevices. In front of you, the road splits into 3 different paths. Each looks somewhat treacherous, but from here you can't tell which would be advantageous. Napoleon Bonaparte, do you have a sense of where the party should head?
Bien sûr, mes stupid général. The middle path is obviously the correct tactic.
Okay, they're
no
moving
enemy
up north
expects a
in the
frontal
middle.
Francais assault because they're all cowardly tea-sipping British bastards.
Okay,
Napoleon immediately kicks over a conveniently placed road sign, crudely rewrites Napoleon's victory route on it, and arrogantly marches forward, muttering about how fucking tall he is and how no anal beads in Britain could stop him now.
Okay.
Vive la fucking France!
Adventurers, after days of traveling, your branches and legs are starting to feel a little stiff, and you find yourself at the entrance of a tavern in a snowy clearing. You walk up to the front door of the tavern and see a bustling, large tavern, one of the biggest you've ever seen in these lands, but 2 wizards in the center appear to be fighting. The one on the left screams out, "You fool Barreled! You broke my wand and I'll never forgive you!" On the right, he screams out, "Flairel, you broke my wand! This is the last time you mess with me!" And he picks up a nearby mug and hurls it over at Flairel on the left. These 2 seem like they're just bickering school children. And in the background, you see to the south end, the barkeep angrily shouts out, "Not again! I swear this is the last time you 2 fight in my tavern." He turns to the entire room filled with patrons and shouts, "If anyone here can stop these 2 bozos from fighting and destroying more of my tavern, I'll give you my family's treasure. This has gone on too long." But right as he finishes speaking, the wizard on the left screams, "I'll stop you myself, Barreled!" He aims his wand at the other wizard, and a dramatic bolt of magical energy shoots across, but it misses badly, and the gnome who was behind them suddenly poofs into a sheep. The sheep baws pathetically. The wizard on the right looks back furiously and raises his wand. Patrons all around look on nervously. What do you choose to do? We will start with you, Spruce Lee. Now it's Spruce Lee's turn. He's a giant living action movie tree, and he's got a variety of moves that he can use once per day, including Director's Cut, which slashes an enemy with his branches, Arnold Throw, which hurls someone across the room, and Owl Attack, where he sends the owls that are living in his branches for some reason to harass his enemies.
This summer, 2 wizards fucked with the wrong fucking tree.
Okay.
Prepare for an owl intervention, motherfuckers.
Okay.
I unleash my owl attack, sending my co-star owls flying dramatically around the
Spruce
wizards,
Lee walks forward and releases
screeching
his owls
and clawing to distract their magical asses. Lights, camera, owl fucking action. Take 5, assholes. Cinema.
Hold on, I don't have owls. Okay, I was hoping for a less humanoid owl. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I think this is the best one we got. We want the fat owl. But it doesn't even look like it's flying. This is stupid. It doesn't make sense. Okay, the fat owl is just gonna sit on the table. It can walk. Okay, fine. Spruce Lee, you step forward and you send out your magical owls that infest your branches. They fly forward, 2 of them harassing Flaireled and 2 of them harassing Barreled. Now, your owls normally just distract rather than really doing damage, but if you roll quite well, they also get some damage, and if you're 15 or above, wow, 16. So the owls rush forward and start pecking Barreled and Flairel in the eyes. They go, oh, god damn it! Both of them take a damage, although you can see that they are powerful wizards, and they are still alive and kicking. That being said, Barreled over here on the right, while the owls are attacking, whips out his wand, tries to aim it dramatically at them, and completely misses. And you see, over at the back wall, a piano burst into flame as the fire spell misses. The nearby bar patrons look a little bit terrified. We're all gonna die. Not again. I didn't want to start with fire right away, but there's a chance that the wizard was gonna miss his shots, and you put fucking owls on him. I feel like it's not my fault. Whimsy, what do you choose to do? Next up, it's Whimsy's turn. Currently, she is in succubus form, but again, the instant she takes any damage, she will transform into the annoying frog version. Her daily moves include Mega Jump to fly or jump through the air. She has a powerful dance that can heal an ally, and Charm, which will seduce an enemy and force them to follow her orders.
Oh, So, boys, let's put your little wands away. There's only room for one fiery enchantress here.
Oh my.
Hot Whimsy croons seductively, striding sensually toward the flames, and dramatically using her breakdance move to spin kick a nearby keg of ale toward the burning piano.
Wouldn't that...
Chaos makes me so deliciously warm.
Wouldn't that make it worse? All right, Whimsy, you run up to a barrel of ale and try to breakdance kick it towards the flames. If you roll 12 or above, you'll get it. Okay, this feels unnecessary. Whimsy, with powerful legs, successfully kick the barrel of ale all the way over to the fire, at which point it absolutely explodes. It grows 5 times as large. Suddenly the entire right corner of the tavern is aflame. The sheep that was there is running and screaming, and some of its wool is being singed. The bartender at the south screams out, "Stop that! Can't anybody put out the flames? Please, wizards, save my bar!" Napoleon, you are up. And now it's Napoleon Bonaparte's turn, and he's got a few special daily moves too. He's got an ornate flintlock pistol that he can fire once per day. He can temporarily summon 3 soldiers from his grand armée. And lastly, he can try to cheat by using his vibrating anal beads. Not actually clear what that means in the game yet. Ale is not flammable. This is magic ale. This is the one part that's been unrealistic to you guys. Sheeps aren't flammable. If you put a sheep, look, this is a magical land and you are upset that—
Mad. General, you call this goddamn strategy? It's worse than a British tea party at Waterloo.
Okay, I told him to not mention Waterloo that much.
Arrogantly jumps onto a nearby table, dramatically waving his hat,
and
uses "Rally the troops," shouting, "Listen up, you pathetic baguette-dropping cowards! I conquered Europe single-handedly, and no flaming fucking piano or wizardly anal beads will stop us from victory. Vive la France!"
Okay. Napoleon, you step forward and give a rousing speech that, to be clear, does not address the flames in any way, shape, or form. But if you roll a 10 or above, then you successfully rally the troops.
You failed.
Napoleon, you rolled a 1. Your speech is so bad that the nearby owls actually stop and fly away from the wizards because they're horrified to be associated with you. Even the little fat one that Twitch chat likes wanders away. It looks like the flames even got louder from that. Next are the wizards. Flairel says, "Barreled, it's time. I bet you'd like being a frog, wouldn't you?" And he fires off a bolt of magic energy from his wand. But unfortunately, the wand bolt misses, and it fires over another tavern patron, who rapidly turns into a cow. You hear the cow moo extremely loudly, and then it starts running panicked towards the exit of the bar. The sheep as well starts running towards you in a panic. Multiple tavern patrons are now on their way out the door in a panicked rush. Spruce Lee, what do you do? Milk the cow towards the fire.
Rated PG-13 for pervasive wizard violence, unnecessary livestock transformations, and one pissed-off fucking tree.
Oh, yeah.
I uproot a nearby tavern table, dramatically heaving it toward the rampaging cow and sheep to herd them towards the wizards.
Okay!
You wizards fucked with the wrong cinematic universe. Cinema!
Spruce Lee, you walk up to the table that Napoleon is on, pick it up, and hurl it towards the animals. You try to expertly herd them away from the exit and into the wizards themselves. A 10 or above and you pull it off. Unfortunately, the throw isn't accurate enough. It misses the cow and the sheep, but Napoleon also flies across the room and his head slams into a table on the other end. Napoleon, you are now slightly dazed for the next turn. Whimsy, what do you choose to do? You have successfully annoyed the cow's annoyed.
Ooh, all this destruction is getting me all hot and bothered. Time to embrace the chaos. Hot Whimsy purrs excitedly, spontaneously grabbing a flaming chair and dramatically twirling it above her head.
Why?
Aiming to hurl it seductively, yet chaotically, toward the fighting wizards. Let's heat things up even more, boys.
That's my Whimsy. She's crazy. No, chat, you can fix her. Okay, Whimsy, you walk to a nearby table, pick up a chair, intentionally set it aflame on the nearby fires that are spreading, and attempt to hurl it over at the left wizard, Flairel. And unfortunately, you miss completely, throwing a flaming chair which hits one of the owls from Spruce Lee, who starts flying around in a panic while on fire. Hashtag that's our team. Yeah, they're not doing great. I'm gonna be FR with you guys. Doug, please spare the owl. They can save the owl if they want. At least it wasn't the fat one. So you guys don't give a shit about the other three, huh? W Fat Owlbert. Okay, I forget whose turn it is, whatever. The right wizard lifts up his wand, and you notice the wand appears to be cracked. Something is clearly wrong with it, but he shouts out, "You're the one who broke my wand, aren't you, Flareald? Oh, I know it was you!" And he fires a bolt of magical energy at Flareald. Let's see if it hits. Unfortunately, it misses, and the bolt flies past you and hits the door. Meanwhile, more tavern patrons are running past you towards the exit. The cow and sheep are continuing to panic through the room. Patrons are running, but the tavern barkeep grabs a nearby cask of water, runs up north, and attempts to throw it on the flames of what he considers to be the source of it, the piano. Let's see if he can pull that off. He manages to put out some of the fire that's on the piano, but the fire is still spreading throughout the bar. Napoleon, you are very dazed, but you are up.
Fucking hell, Doug. You rigged these dice like the goddamn British rigged Waterloo. I'm trying to cheat.
Okay, he's using his cheat power.
Napoleon dramatically waves his hat while staggering drunkenly, screaming,
"Why's he
Doug, you baldy-connered! I demand a re-roll!"
Okay, Napoleon is using his once-per-day cheat move. He can cheat and demand that I change the rules. Napoleon, I like your argument. We will roll. If this roll is a 10 or above, I am going to assume that the table roll was successful and you can herd the animals that are running towards the wizards. 10 or above. And it's a 5. Napoleon, even while cheating, you have no chance, but you are kind of moved out of your stun lock. Anything else you want to say or shout before your turn ends?
Doug, you worthless British sympathizing baguette! I've seen better rolls from Wellington's anal beads collection.
Really, with the
Generals, remind me to blame you later for this clusterfuck worse than Waterloo.
He's contributed absolutely nothing.
Napoleon angrily kicks a nearby mug of ale across the room, scowling furiously.
Starts just kicking stuff. Good stuff, Napoleon. All right, Spruce Lee, you are now up. What do you want to do? I bet he's going to do something awesome.
In a world gone fucking mad, one tree dares to end the chaos. The director's cut is here, bitches.
Okay, director's cut. Use
I
his once-a-day
dramatically
move.
swing my branches at both wizards.
Both wizards?
Attempting to knock their stupid fucking wands away and end this casting catastrophe. That's a wrap, assholes. Cinema.
Okay, hold off on the cinema spam until he's done with his move. You can't say cinema before we even know what cinematic thing is going to happen. Also, I give it 30 minutes before we're really tired of Spruce Lee. Spruce Lee, you lunge forward and use director's cut to swing your massive branches and attempt to hit both wizards. We'll first see if you hit Flareald, the one in front of you. 10 or above and you hit him. You smack Flareald the wizard forward. At this point, he's been hit by your owls and your branches. He stumbles forward, and the wand clutters to the ground. Additionally, the force from your branches just might knock Berold a bit as well, but it would require a 15 or above. Unfortunately, you don't hit the second wizard. Whimsy, you are up. Spruce is carrying this team. Yeah, which is concerning. All we've accomplished is property damage. Yeah, they're not helping that much.
Seems like you're all tied up, darling. Allow me to charm you into submission.
Okay, is she gonna use charm?
Hot Whimsy smirks seductively,
Hot Whimsy is not a
using
word.
her charm move on the remaining wizard
Okay,
Berold.
she attempts to go charm Berold.
Come now, handsome. Be a good boy and end this delicious spectacle for me.
Whimsy walks up behind Berold, who is currently looking proudly down at Flareald, thinking he's won the match. You whisper into his ear. His guard is slightly lowered. 9 or above, and you convince him. And unfortunately, you roll a 3. And he turns around and he says, "I'm sorry, Whimsy. I'm gay." Next, he steps forward, looking down at Flareald, and he says, "Ironic, isn't it, that the fire wizard of the two of us should die to the flames?" And he picks up Flareald and hurls him into the charcoal fireplace of the center of the tavern. And unless Flareald rolls a 19 or above, oh my god, he does. He rolls over the pig and lands on the other side, but he is still on the ground looking hurt. Meanwhile, the tavern barkeep rushes over and screams, "Berold, you won! I'll take him out of here! Just stop this fighting and help me put out the flames!" Napoleon, you are up.
Pathetic Genero. Watching your strategy fail is more disappointing than British cuisine. I'll handle this myself. Napoleon arrogantly pulls out his ornate flintlock pistol and uses pistol fire at barrels,
that's his
screaming
once
dramatically, "Eat lead, wand-waving Connard! This is how we do it in fucking France!"
Okay, Napoleon walks forward and points a pistol at the back of your head, and then he fires. 9 or above and he hits. Normally, the flintlock pistol isn't that powerful, but between the owls, the fire, and most of all, thinking that he's victorious over his arch nemesis Flareold, Beryl doesn't suspect a thing, as his brains are fucking splattered all over the fireplace. Beryl collapses in a heap, broken, bloodied, and bruised. The barkeep turns to you and says, "Oh my god, is that a gun? I've only heard of those in Legend. I think they only get 1 shot per every 24 hours, according to the game rules. Anyways, this wizard won't be much of a threat on his own without that god-awful rivalry going on. I should be okay to take care of him myself, and the rest of you can leave. I guess you can have some ale if you want before you go." All right, the bar's still on fire. Fortunately, while the fire is still spreading, the barkeep runs to attend to it. The chef comes from out of the kitchen and help him as well. Looks like the flames should be under control. Most of the patrons running away are looking back. It seems like the worst of it is maybe over, and probably the sheep and the cow will turn back to normal in just a little bit. Seems like everything's happy and normal when suddenly the front door bursts open. Another wizard kicks his way into the room, and he cackles maniacally. "Yes, it is I, Gerald! Finally, those 2 nitwits are done with. I can take the wands for myself." And he runs forward and he grabs Blarold's wand, holds it up in the sky, and looks like he's about to do something sinister. Whimsy, you can catch what's happening. You have just a few seconds to stop something or interrupt him, or not. What do you choose to do?
Oh, darling Gerald, you do know how to make an entrance.
Okay.
But let me show you how a true villain steals the spotlight. Hot whimsy coos seductively, launching into a sultry, bad jokes performance aimed directly at Gerald.
This does not feel like the right time.
Why did the wizard bring a ladder to the bar? Because the drinks were on the house. Feel that delicious cringe, dear?
Whimsy, appreciate what you're trying to do here. Unfortunately, this wizard is clearly not interested in listening to jokes right now, so it's gonna be pretty hard to pull this off. 15 or above, and your joke will do psychic damage. The wizard looks at you, and he says, "That joke was bad." Anyways, he points his wand up into the sky, cackles maniacally. A glow starts to emanate, and he tries to cast Mass Polymorph. But unbeknownst to him, the wand is still broken. He needs a 14 or above for this to work. Gerald's eyes cackle with magical energy as energies begin shooting around the room, bouncing through each one of the patrons, animals, owls, and trees, as every person in the room suddenly transforms into frogs. Someone said she's even hotter. Beryl laughs maniacally. "I'll be the greatest wizard in this city from now on," and starts running towards the door. But behind you, those flames that were being put out are now starting to spread. You see one of the frogs being licked by the flames as it tries to hop out. Immediately, the other tavern patrons start hopping in frog form towards the door, but they're moving quite slowly. Adventurers, you are now in a precarious situation. The flames are starting to spread. What do you choose to do?
Merde absolue. General! Leave it to you idiots to fuck up so badly I'm licking my own delicious jams. Très ironique. Napoleon Frog arrogantly hops toward the exit, furiously croaking obscenities and blaming the British for this amphibious disgrace.
You roll a 9. You manage to hop about halfway to the door. Spruce Lee, you are up next.
In a world where frogs and flames threaten to fuck up his big screen debut, one badass amphibious tree hops to glory.
Okay.
It's hopping cinematic.
Okay, hold your cinema.
I leap dramatically onto the nearest non-burning table.
Okay, that is cinematic.
Avoiding the spreading flames.
Okay.
And rally my frog co-stars with an inspiring croaking roar.
Okay.
Hop for your fucking lives, amphibious actors. This blockbuster ain't over yet. Cinema.
You know what? I like that. Spruce Lee, instead of running for the exit, you jump onto a table and you shout out a rousing speech. Just maybe it'll motivate them to hurry up. 10 or above and it works. Unfortunately, they're all frogs, and so they're kind of just worried about getting out, and they don't really care. Oh, also, Fat Albert, let's see if he manages to get out. 9 or above. Okay, Fat Albert successfully hops out of the tavern. Whimsy, what do you do?
Time to jumpy like a silly froggy poo, shrieks Frog Whimsy obnoxiously, activating the Mega Jump ability to leap insanely high toward the exit.
Good call!
Wildly flailing limbs midair. Out of my way, friends.
Okay.
It's Froggy Whimsy time.
Now, Whimsy uses one of her frog form abilities, which makes sense. You attempt to leap across the entire tavern over Gerald. 6 or above and you succeed. With an 18, you jump across the entire tavern and make it out to the front exit. Congratulations, Whimsy. Behind you, you see various frog patrons who have been transformed running towards you. Most of them seem to be fine. The sheep and the cow who weren't transformed, they're also running, and some of them are in danger of being run over by the trampling livestock. Uh-oh. One of the frog patrons, you hear a dramatic squish as the cow steps onto it while hurrying towards the door. Gerald sees this and laughs and says, "Out of my way, frogs!" while continuing to run towards the door. Napoleon Frog, you are up.
Hop faster, you pathetic amphibious fucks! Napoleon Frog arrogantly attempts to strategically leap onto the fleeing Gerald's leg, croaking insults and furiously biting at his ankle to slow him down. Taste la wrath française, you wand-waving bastard!
Okay, total redemption here if he pulls this off. You hit a 19. As you lunge forward, you nip him right on the legs. Gerald screeches. He trips, falls forward, and slams down onto the ground. The wand clatters to the floor. Spruce Lee, you're up.
This summer, evil hits the fucking floor. Time for a hopping Arnold throw, amphibious edition. I leap heroically, grabbing Frog Napoleon and hurling him dramatically through the exit.
Why?
Aiming to get my co-star safely out of this flaming clusterfuck.
Why?
No frog left behind, motherfuckers.
Okay, you know what?
Cinema.
I like that Spruce Lee cares for his party. Like a goddamn action movie hero. Spruce Lee lunges forward and uses his massive Arnold throw to grab Napoleon and hurl him safely through the front door. With Gerald on the floor, this should be easier. 10 or above and it works. Unfortunately, you only roll a 3. You hurl Napoleon towards the front door and he slams into the wall, falling onto the ground in a stunned move. Behind you, you are noticing that the flames are continuing to spread towards the remainder of the tavern. And the frog body of old Flarold is sadly caught amongst the flames. Why are you defacing for Flarold? That guy sucked. Whimsy, you are at the front door. What do you do?
Wee! Time for Froggy Rescue Dance.
She can heal. Whimsy is the healer.
Shrieks Frog Whimsy, hopping and twirling chaotically into a silly dance move aimed at healing and helping Napoleon recover.
Okay, might actually do something helpful.
Nobody squishes my adorable froggy friend.
Jumps up and starts breakdancing next to Napoleon. 11 or above, and it succeeds, and Napoleon is healed. Unfortunately, your dance is unpracticed and difficult to coordinate as a literal frog. You just kind of smudge around on the ground a little bit. Meanwhile, the cow runs towards the front door. Frogs are running towards the front door. As Gerald attempts to pick himself up from Napoleon's attack, the sheep also runs by directly in the path where he was standing.
You failed.
And unfortunately for poor Gerald, the sheep steps onto his face, temporarily blinding him, and then steps on the magic wand that was on the floor, shattering it into 4 different pieces, with magical energy dissipating into the air. The sheep manages to successfully escape the tavern, and Gerald is looking worse for wear. Napoleon Frog, what do you do? The sheep is the real hero.
C'est fini, Gerald, you pathetic wand-breaking British fuckwit.
No,
Meet your
here.
Waterloo, courtesy of French genius amphibian.
This is Napoleon.
Napoleon Frog leaps aggressively onto Gerald's face.
Okay, he's at a
furiously
disadvantage, he's
croaking
stunned.
a French insult move into his ear. Va te faire foutre, espèce de British merde-mangeur, avec une baguette enfoncée dans le cul.
He said you have bread in your ass. Napoleon attempts to jump onto Gerald. Unfortunately, he is a little bit confused right now and stunned from being thrown at the wall by Spruce Lee Frog. So you're going to have to roll a 14 or above for this to work. Napoleon, you land atop Gerald, confusing him even more, but he doesn't appear to be hurt by your attack. Spruce Lee!
In a world where frogs fight wizards, one fucking amphibious legend makes the ultimate heroic leap for cinema.
I knew he wouldn't just go for the exit.
I dramatically leap onto the cow's back, using it as a majestic cinematic steed,
Why?
riding triumphantly out the flaming tavern door. Time to movie the fuck out, motherfuckers.
He does leave.
Cinema.
Okay, the cow was already on the way out. That's easy to do. 5 or above and that works. Okay, and you roll a 3. And as awesome as it looks, Spruce, as you jump towards the cow, you misjudge, fall off, and get kicked by one of the cow hooves as he runs out the door. And you notice, as you look up at the cow running out the flaming tavern, that the cow looks so cool right now. Whimsy, what do you want to do? They have rolled so badly. It's unbelievable how incompetent this party has been.
Hey, I'm the froggiest frog diva around. Squeals frog Whimsy.
Okay,
Gleefully hopping around.
Yes,
accidentally
great job.
Tripping over her own legs.
Okay.
And tumbling headfirst into Gerald's face.
Okay.
Oopsie daisy. Froggy hug attack. Ribbit chaos.
I'm not even clear what you're trying to do. Okay, you jump forward onto Gerald's face and I guess try to like cover his mouth so he can't breathe? That's fucked up. I mean, he is on the floor, 10 or above, and it works. Whimsy, you feel in midair that this attack is going to be the most successful thing you've ever done in your life. What specifically do you do to this wizard? Whatever you want, let me know.
Ribbit chaos, baby. Frog Whimsy shrieks obnoxiously.
Oh, God.
Accidentally landing bottom first onto Gerald's mouth and smothering him with her froggy derriere.
Okay.
Oopsie doopsie, froggy booty attack. Nighty-night, wizard boy.
And with a leap, Whimsy Frog jumps into Gerald's mouth, shoving her ass so far down his larynx that he cannot breathe, until slowly, the choking, vibrating body of Gerald ceases to move. Congratulations, party. You have defeated the wizards in disgusting fashion. The flames behind you are still growing. Do you choose to do anything else?
C'est fucking merveilleux, généraux. Victory through froggy asphyxiation. Now let's hop our French cull out of this flaming British disaster before we're served as delicious jambes. Napoleon arrogantly croaks loudly and hops triumphantly toward the exit, smugly declaring, France 1, Wizards and Britain 0.
You're not. As far as you're aware, the wizards are not from Britain. Napoleon, you successfully exit the tavern. Bruce Lee, you're up. Anything you want to do?
This summer, one frog tree escapes the fiery wrath of a bar gone fucking wild.
And the
time for a badass slow-motion exit. I leap heroically toward the door, dramatically silhouetted by flames, croaking epically as my tiny frog limbs propel me forward. That's a wrap. Burning tavern. You just got hopped the fuck out.
Okay, that was cinema. That was a good ending. That was a good ending, I'll admit it. Spruce Lee, you very cinematically jump out the front door of the burning tavern. Whimsy, you now stand over the dead body of Gerald. The flames are right nearby. Everybody else has escaped from the tavern. What do you do?
Whee! Mission accomplished. Now for the grand finale. Frog Whimsy shrieks joyfully, accidentally tripping backward and tumbling comically out of the tavern door.
So she trips and then falls.
Oopsie doopsie.
Okay,
I'm the queen of froggy escapes. Ribbit chaos.
A 3 or above, and you get out. I'm trying to give this to you, Whimsy. Okay, thank God. Whimsy, you successfully back hop out the door for some goddamn reason, and that means as the 3 of you walk away from the tavern out into the wilderness, watching the flames envelop the building behind you, you just beat encounter number 1. Congratulations! It's not clear to your party whether you actually accomplished anything of value here, and you certainly didn't get the barkeep's treasure. But after a few hours out in the wilderness, you find that your bodies return to normal, and once again, you are out on the road, traveling north to Obsidian Peak. Which direction do you choose to travel next? Fat Albert had better come too. He's part of Spruce Lee. Wait, we should make a... Wait, has anybody made a Reddit? We love Fat Albert. This does exist. Who made this? This is a new spot for the fan art.
Ooh, let's take the rocky path.
All right.
Danger excites
And
me,
the 3.
darlings.
Travel north.
Purrs hot Whimsy seductively, flicking her hair back dramatically. The harder things get, the better I perform.
Okay, all right.
If you catch my
Yes, no, I
meaning.
did catch the meaning. Yes, it was quite obvious. Thank you.
Doug, Has any tavern survived an Ai D&D yet? Or any of your D&D for that matter?
I don't know. We always just burn everybody to the ground, dude. These poor people. Look, here's the deal. Yes, these guys are psychotic. Yes, they burnt down a tavern immediately. That's not the intention that will happen all the time, okay? There's a lot of other stuff that could happen in there. This might be the stupidest party we've made, dude. The owls did more damage than almost any of the characters. Here we go. After another 14 hours of travel, hungry and tired, you see a castle off in the distance. And as the three of you approach the castle walls, a guard runs up to you through one of the exterior hallways. "Adventurers!" he shouts out. "The king requests all travelers in this area visit him in his throne room." And the guard escorts you up north. You enter a grand royal hall. The guard steps to the side, and the three of you walk forward to see an eloquently dressed king sitting on a throne. His beautiful queen wife standing next to him. A court jester maybe in the corner, as well as several very fearsome, intimidating-looking guards. As you walk up, the king speaks out, "Adventurers, I have been looking for somebody who can do me a great service. My wife, beautiful Twitch China, hasn't laughed for weeks, ever since her favorite jester went bald. So I had him killed. And the most recent jester also couldn't make her laugh, so I had him killed too. This new jester also hasn't made her laugh yet. He's only got a few more minutes. Please, adventurers, isn't there anything you could do to make her laugh? I would reward you handsomely if you could. I'd punish you severely if not, of course, but go ahead, try your best." Now, the fun thing here is that Queen Twitch China is actually influenced by you guys. Depending on what the characters do, you will determine whether the queen laughs or not. Now that you have a knowledge of the surrounding room, you stand in front of the eloquently dressed king and queen. Napoleon, we'll start with you. What do you choose to do? Do you think he's gonna attack somebody?
Oh, magnifique! Another fucking royal drama as boring as a British tea party at goddamn Waterloo. Écoutez-moi, Twitch China, I'll show you real comedy française.
Okay, walks up to Twitch China.
Napoleon arrogantly marches up, dramatically trips over his own feet,
smack!
Knocks off his hat, revealing a tiny bald spot he's clearly sensitive about, and screams, "Putain de merde! Who put this British floor here?"
You see Queen Twitch China looking down at you, staring at your bald spot. And after a long, tense moment of silence, she laughs. Twitch China erupts in uproarious laughter. The king smiles and he says, "Oh, great job, you French piece of shit. I haven't seen her laugh like this in weeks. We've gone through a dozen jesters." The queen, vibrating with laughter and merriment, seems to absolutely love your hilarious joke, Napoleon. And as you turn to look at the rest of your party excited, the king slams his foot on the ground. Doom. Hold on a second. I need one of you to make her laugh again. You three adventurers, certainly two of the three of you could make her laugh, could you not? Then you're free to leave. Spruce Lee, he stares at you. Make like a tree and leaf.
In a world where one queen desperately needs to fucking laugh, one badass treant gives the performance of a lifetime.
Okay.
Prepare for comedic cinema.
Okay, he's a comedy star now.
I dramatically shake my lush branches, accidentally releasing an owl who clumsily tumbles onto my own face,
Fat Albert's back!
wildly. Ow, fuck. Not the face, you feathered fuck up. That wasn't in the script. Cinema.
Okay, a lot of slapstick humor here. So, Fat Albert, who did successfully survive the last trip, starts smacking into his face repeatedly as he screams. The queen stares at this scenario for a few moments, considers, and then she scowls. Unfortunately, Spruce, your joke evoked no merriment or mirth from Queen Twitch China. She looks at you with a scowl, and the king says, "Enough! Get out of here, treant! Otherwise you'll make her mood even worse." You and Albert skulk to the side. The guards nearby, you can see them readying their weapons. The king says, "You, there in the middle, the succubus, you had better have something funny for us."
Oh, your majesty, prepare yourself for a joke so delightfully dreadful it'll make your crown slip. Purrs hot whimsy.
She walks up.
Seductively, dramatically using her special move.
She does
Bad
have this.
Jokes.
She does have this move.
What did the evil queen say when she saw her reflection? Mirror, mirror, so divine. Damn, those laugh lines aren't mine.
Funniest shit I've ever heard. And after a few moments, the queen's face scrunches up as she releases a massive scowl. Angrily, the queen shouts, 2 at you, and the king says, gasp, deface. She's never disliked 2 bad jokes in a row. Guards, teach her some discipline. A nearby knight walks forward and swings their weapon at you, Whimsy. You manage to jump out of the way. Another guard walks up, crossbow aimed, fires a bolt at you, Whimsy. The crossbow bolt connects into your body, Whimsy, knocking you down to just 2 hearts. And suddenly, you hear circus music blaring throughout the courtroom as in front of your very eyes, the beautiful succubus transforms into a goofy clown frog. The queen and king look at you shocked. The knights jump back. What is this? The king says. Who are you? Are you that succubus from before? Do you have something funny to say?
Time for a riveting joke.
I told you this guy sucks.
Shrieks Frog Whimsy, excitedly hopping around in circles before tripping dramatically and knocking over a suit of armor. Causing an accidental chain reaction of falling guards.
Oh, he falls. Okay, the guards.
Oopsie. Guess they didn't see that froggy pun.
The guards start collapsing over.
Chaos reigns supreme
as each one of them is knocked into each other from Whimsy's chaotic frog jumps. Queen Twitchina looks upon this, and a smile erupts on her face. Queen Twitchina bursts out in laughter, squealing harder in delight than even the ball joke, which is somewhat surprising to me. The king also spreads a wide smile on his face. Oh, adventurers, I don't know who you annoying frog creatures are, but you sure do know how to make my weird-ass wife laugh. And he smacks you happily on the back of the head. Adventurers, I owe you the world. Won't you take one of my treasures with you as you head out on your next adventure? The king gestures to his nearby jester, who walks forward with 3 precious-looking items. One of them he holds forth and says, this is the Wand of Swaparoo. You can use this to instantly swap the positions of 2 objects or characters. You can use this once a day. Next, the jester brings out a vial of powder. This is my Shrinkaroo powder. It will reduce the size of any object that you throw it on by 75% for a full hour. And finally, he claps, and a nearby guard brings over a pair of rusty-looking boots. And he says, these are my boots of wall walking. If you wear them, you can walk on walls and ceilings for 10 minutes a day. And they're very fashionable. Adventurers, won't you take one of my precious treasures? Please. As he finishes talking, the 3 of you have a moment to decide which treasure you would like. I'll allow each of you to give your opinion on what you want. All right, I'm gonna do group talk. This is where I just let them speak, and we'll just see what happens. They're probably gonna start doing weird shit, but tentatively, they're just gonna start speaking.
Écoutez-moi, généraux incompétents. The fucking Wand of Swaparoo is obviously la meilleure option stratégique.
Okay.
Imagine swapping these British fuckwits right into our piège.
What is a piège?
It's génie française. Unlike your usual merde tactics.
What is génie?
Napoleon arrogantly crosses his arms, glaring fiercely at his teammates.
Ooh, the Shrinkaroo powder sounds deliciously chaotic. Think of all the mischief we can stir up. Tiny castles, tiny gods, tiny everything. Frog Whimsy squeals excitedly, bouncing up and down.
Frog Whimsy's the worst.
Uncontrollably.
I hate him so much.
Dink, dink. Let's make everything teeny weeny, ribbit chaos style.
This summer, one tree says fuck your tiny powder and dumbass wand. It's time for badass wall-walking Nike boots. Picture me dramatically strolling across ceilings,
that would actually
kicking cinematic ass from above.
That would be really cinematic, I'm gonna be honest.
I strike a heroic pose, branches flexed dramatically. Just fucking do it, motherfuckers.
Merde absolue, General! Your tactics suck worse than British cuisine. Fine!
They all want different...
We'll take the goddamn wand.
Oh.
And if anyone complains, I'll swap your asses straight into a Wellington-style defeat. Vive la fucking France! Napoleon snatches the Wand of Swaparoo arrogantly, flourishing it dramatically in front of the king.
Okay. Napoleon, step forward before asking the others, and you grab the wand from the king, who smiles at you and says, I hope you enjoy the Wand of Swaparoo. May it help you in the Battle of Waterloo. And he chuckles softly. And in the background, Queen Twitchina, she hears that joke and says, ooh. She says that you're sleeping on the couch tonight. But with a brand new magical weapon in hand, the 3 adventurers can now safely head out of the castle. Congratulations, adventurers. You've made it to day 3. Back on the world map, you have a choice between going left or right on the path. Which do you choose, Mr. Spruce?
In a world with 2 fucking paths, one grassy, one Rocky, only one badass cinematic tree dares go the Rocky route for maximum blockbuster potential.
Okay, they go to the right.
I dramatically point my branches toward the left path.
Okay, they go to the
booming
left.
heroically. Left is where the action is, motherfuckers. Time to rock and fucking roll.
All right.
Cinema.
Let's go. After another day of hard travel, you end up in a snowy overpass. As you make your way through the blizzarding storms, you see, amidst the fury of hail, a building up ahead. You see a sign that says Mountains Museum. You knock and then step into a warm wooden hearth. And in front of you see a gigantic metallic golem. Upon seeing you, a light starts shining in its helmet and a deep voice booms out.
Hello, honored guests. It's always a pleasure to show new guests the treasures of Mountains Museum. I am the curator, security guard, and manager of this museum. I haven't had a visitor since that one robber tried to steal one of the precious artifacts, and I squashed him like a bug. But I insist, you stay here for a few weeks with me, and I'll show you the different items in my exhibit. Which would you like to see first?
He gestures to the left, where you can see a hallway with doors, and then he gestures to the right. And he says,
Some of my cursed artifacts are down there. What would you like to see first, adventurers?
Behind you, you hear the front door click as a small metallic lock snaps into place over the door, blocking your exit. Napoleon, what do you do?
Locked us in, huh? Typical British fucking hospitality. Sounds like another goddamn Wellington trap. Napoleon arrogantly brandishes the wand of Swaparoo, dramatically points it at the locked metallic door and the giant golem curator, and shouts, "Buckle up, General!
Wait.
I'm swapping these two connards for a tactique française escape.
Wait, he's swapping it with the door?
Vive la fucking France!"
Wait, hold on. Yeah, you know what? Fine. You step forward and you point your wand of Swaparoo at the golem. You shout out whatever you said in French, and suddenly you see that the giant golem, poof, appears where the doorframe was. The massive construct's body is now jammed halfway into the doorframe. A deep metallic voice shrieks out,
No! What is happening?
In his place, there is now a door in the middle of the room. Now, Napoleon, since you initiated this, I'll let you follow up. To be clear, there is one entrance into this museum. It's no longer locked, but it is filled with a gigantic angry security golem. What exactly are you doing now? Oops, I accidentally triggered Whimsy.
Whee! Frog Whimsy to the froggy rescue!
Oh no.
Shrieks Frog Whimsy, enthusiastically bouncing forward and accidentally tripping into a chaotic breakdance.
Okay, she starts
towards
breakdancing.
the stuck golem, limbs flailing wildly.
What?
Ribbit Chaos Spin Attack! Watch out, Mr. Curator Roo!
Okay, Whimsy, you spin breakdance kick at the golem, which normally would not be likely to work because this thing is clearly extremely powerful, but because he's stuck and he can't really move right now, it only takes a 7 or above. And with a 17, your flailing limbs slam into the golem. You hear a metallic clang as the whole golem armor vibrates. You hear him yell out, "Oh, no!" He doesn't look too hurt. After all, it looks like he could withstand quite a bit because he's a giant metallic golem. But he's now lodged even more firmly in the door. The only part of his body that's free, by the way, is his right arm, which can swing just a little bit on the inside of the room. Spruce, what do you do? Fire time. Burn it down.
In a world where metal golems fuck up a cinematic escape,
No fire, please.
one badass tree steps up to take out the fucking trash, director's cut style.
Okay, that's kind of badass.
I dramatically slash at the golem's free arm with my branches,
Okay.
aiming to disable the metallic fucker and secure our action-packed getaway.
Okay, that's
Consider
smart.
yourself pruned, motherfucker. Cinema.
Okay, Bruce, you walk up with director's cut. Given that the golem is immobile, you only need a 7 or above to connect this. And with a 15 roll, your giant, girthy branches slash out and rip the golem's arm from his body. You watch as it crumples to the floor. The golem shouts out,
No! Now I can't move! I also wasn't expecting this, so I don't have a good retort at all.
There is now a small gap in the doorframe. The golem is still stuck and appears to be unable to move and seriously injured. Napoleon Bonaparte, you're up. I'm gonna be honest, I had cool things planned for this room, and he swapped him with a door.
Générales, watch and fucking learn. C'est comme ça qu'on fait en France.
What does that mean?
Napoleon leaps arrogantly onto the fallen golem arm.
Okay.
Dramatically pointing through the gap while shouting, "Charge, you incompetent batards!
Does he mean
Escape this
bastard?
British museum trap faster than Wellington
Okay.
fled from my genie tactique at Waterloo!"
Waterloo is not a thing he won. Just a reminder, Napoleon, you lost at Waterloo. But anyways, you attempt to dramatically leap through the gap that is in the doorframe. Because the golem is so immobile, he can't really stop you. 8 or above and you will successfully do it. And with a 10, you somersault gracefully through the door, and you are now standing on the outside of Mountains Museum. Whimsy, you are up. Why did they have to fight him? They didn't, just to be clear. They did not. I want to really reiterate this.
Wee! Froggy super leapy escape time! Shrieks Frog Whimsy, activating her mega jump to energetically hop through the gap in a wild, uncontrolled arc. Ribbit Chaos exit.
As long as you roll a 4 or above, you will make it through. And you successfully leap through the door out of Mountain Museum. Spruce Lee, you are up next. As a reminder, you are in the center lobby of the museum, where the security golem guards all of the powerful artifacts. I feel like that's railroading. I reminded him of all of the artifacts
this summer
that are here.
One unstoppable tree doesn't just walk out. He makes a dramatic fucking exit they'll never forget.
Is he gonna go get one of the artifacts?
I leap heroically through the gap, pausing mid-air to flip off the immobilized golem with both branches extended. Hasta la vista, motherfucker. Cinema.
Oh, fucking game! Oh, wow. All right, unless you roll a 1, you're fucking out of there, Spruce. Oh my God. Spruce Lee, as you leap forward and somersault over the body of the golem, your 2 branches extend outward, but the golem smashes his head just a few inches forward, cramming your branches into his visor. He screams,
"If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me, Spruce."
And unfortunately, that gives him time to do something that was unlikely to happen. As your branches are stuck in his visor, you see the lights in his visor briefly flash red. And in a deep, metallic voice, he says,
"Self-destruct sequence initiated."
The entire golem begins to blink dramatically. Spruce, what do you do?
In a world where explosive golems threaten blockbuster greatness, one badass tree sacrifices his epic fucking foliage.
Does he break his arms off?
Heroically pruning himself to freedom, I dramatically rip my trapped branches free, leaving chunks of stylish foliage behind as I dive through the gap in slow motion. Nobody blows up Spruce Lee, motherfucker.
In a heroic act of self-sacrifice, Spruce Lee rips the 2 arms off his own body, leaving them behind, pushing yourself through the door, Albert behind you, and the security golem screams in anger as the 3 of you rush away from Mountains Museum. A few minutes later, you hear a massive explosion. Boom! As the museum erupts in flames behind you. Important question here, Spruce Lee. As you're walking away from the explosion, do you look back at it?
In a world where explosions make losers look back, one badass fucking tree knows cool guys walk away without blinking motherfuckers. I stride forward dramatically, ignoring the fiery chaos behind me, while my owls screech triumphantly overhead. That's how you make a fucking blockbuster exit. Cinema.
And with that, the 3 of you exit safely from Mountains Museum. Okay, really can't reiterate how many artifacts were in there. That was the whole point. Whatever.
They realized they were too powerful to need those artifacts. How humble of them to blow it all up.
Hey, way to stay humble, guys.
To reiterate what happened at the museum, they showed up, trapped the tour guide in the doorway, and just left.
Great job, team.
I do have to say I love all the fan art that has been churned out on the subreddit.
Is there fan art? It's just a fat... Wait, which is the Reddit? These are all just Fat Albert. Holy shit. That's so good. Why are they all of whimsy? Oh, there's the frog. r/we love Spruce Lee has some great... Wait, so is there a different one for every character? There's 20 different subreddits. That's my tree. This is very good. As you make your way back to the road, the blizzard dies down. You see that the road forks in 2 different directions, left or right. Napoleon, which direction do you take the party?
Écoutez, généraux. Left is clearly the tactiquement superieur path. Only
left.
British idiots would choose anything else.
Right.
Now march your incompetent asses forward before I lose my patience and start ranting about how fucking tall I am again.
This scenario might introduce your new favorite character. Or you might despise him, I don't know. After another day of traveling, you find yourself crossing a dusty desert, until finally, alongside the road to the north, you see the entrance to a bustling-looking tavern. As you walk in the front doors into the main hallway, you see all sorts of characters around you. There's a fisherman, a walrus man, a bard in the corner singing songs for the group, a rather resentful-looking goblin. You can hear the smells of cooking wafting down the hallway, and weirdly, you see a zombie sitting alone on a stool. And the zombie immediately shambles over to you, and he says, "Please, friends, my name is Slob. I know most people don't accept my kind, but I promise I don't want to eat anybody's brains. All I want is to be an upstanding member of society. Look, I've been traveling for weeks. I've been trying to find a place to settle down ever since this curse overtook my body, but no one will talk to me. I can't settle down anywhere until I get a job. But no one here is even willing to have a conversation with me. The instant I walk up, they look away disgusted. If you 3 were to help out, you look strapping and trustworthy. Maybe you could convince someone here to employ me. Surely someone in this bar would give me a job if you vouched for me, please?" And he looks at you pleadingly. Whimsy, what do you do? r/we love slob.
Whee! Don't worry, Slobby Wobby. Froggy Whimsy will get you the bestest jobby wobby ever! Shrieks Frog Whimsy, hopping chaotically toward the walrus fisherman.
Oh my god, okay.
Accidentally crashing face first into his table.
Okay, he jumps over here, crashes into
the wall. Anyone need a new fishing buddy ribbit?
Okay, Whimsy, you bounce down the hallway and trip and crash into the barrel that the walrus fisherman was standing next to. You then ask if he needs a fishing buddy. Unfortunately, this isn't very appealing looking. But he smirks, and he looks at you with a deep chuckle and says, "Ha ha ha, a sense of humor with this one, huh? Well, look, I actually could use some help out on the river, but only for somebody who is an accomplished fisherman, who's accurate with the rod. Would that be you?" He looks at you expectantly, Whimsy. All right, we'll assume the rest of the group kind of wanders over.
Whee! Accurate! I'm the froggiest fishing expert in all the land! Eagerly grabbing a fishing rod, twirling around chaotically, and accidentally sending the hook flying directly into the tavern's mounted fish trophy on the wall.
What?
Oopsie doopsie! See? I'm a natural ribbit!
Okay. You swing the rod around and successfully hook a fish trophy off the wall, pulling it down and slamming it onto the ground. The barkeep looks at you and says, "Hey, you need to pay for that." The walrus fisherman looks a little disappointed and says, "Well, you seem accurate, but can you be controlled? What about pulling that cup from that sack of flour over there?" And he points down the hallway to the south. Napoleon, you are watching this. What do you do? Slob has been forgotten. Yeah, no, Whimsy's just like applying for a fisherman's job. That's not helpful.
Merde, General. Watch moi fucking handle this! Napoleon arrogantly snatches the fishing rod from Whimsy, dramatically swings it, and attempts to precisely hook the cup from the sack of flour while shouting, "This is how we fish en France, you incompetent amphibious bastard."
Okay, great. Oh god, there's a candle there. If they roll really badly, then yes, things could happen. Napoleon Bonaparte. You walk up past Slob, who is, as a reminder, the zombie who asked you guys to get a job. You walk up, you grab the fishing rod, and you fling it towards the cup of flour. And unfortunately, the hook just barely misses the cup. And the walrus turns to you and says, "Oh, quite a good shot there. Are you used to firing artillery somewhere?" He seems impressed, but not too impressed. Spruce Lee, what do you do?
This summer, one badass tree sets out to hook the cup with style.
Okay, he also walks
Fuck
past...
fishing rods. It's owl time, motherfuckers.
Okay.
I send one of my co-star owls swooping dramatically to snatch the cup from the flour sack. And bring it back like a cinematic champion. That's how you fucking fish, barkeep.
Oh, remove Spruce's hands. Yeah. Also, as a reminder, Spruce Lee, you don't have arms because you ripped them off last time. You haven't actually used them yet. You only used your owls. You send out Fat Albert from your branches, who attempts to swoop up the cup. And unfortunately, right as he gets close, Fat Albert realizes that some of the flour spilled on the floor, and he just starts eating it. It's really, really good. but he does look quite happy. That's why he's fat, Albert. The walrus fisherman turns to you three and says, "Oh, I think each of you three have a bit too much enthusiasm for fishing. Maybe it's not the gig for you." And he looks like he's heading towards the door.
Wait, Mr. Walrus. Froggy Whimsy has a brilliant idea. Ribbit, squeals Frog Whimsy, attempting a spectacular, silly dance move to charm the walrus into reconsidering, but instead tripping chaotically into a nearby table. Oopsie doopsie. See, I'm all about dedication and passion, Ribbit chaos.
Crashes into a table while trying to dance in front of him. Let's see if this convinces him. The walrus looks at you with a chuckle and says, "I'm sorry, froggy friend. I think you're just a little bit too chaotic for the fishing life. It's mostly a lot of sitting still." And he walks down the hallway, past Slob. Says, "Get out of the way, zombie. We don't want you here." And he continues down the hallway.
Merd absolu, this fucking British walrus insults our zombie friend Slob in front of moi, not on mon watch. Napoleon arrogantly leaps onto a nearby table, dramatically summons the Grand Armée, and points furiously at the walrus fisherman, shouting, "Mes soldats, teach this blubbery bâtard some proper Francais manners. Vive la France!"
All right, Napoleon, you attempt to summon the Grand Armée, one of your special once-a-day moves.
You failed.
And you see, as from the other side of the tavern, 3 summoned knights burst into the tavern. Growing excited at seeing your most accomplished generals on the field, you smile in excitement as they rush down the hallway towards you, but accidentally slam into Slob the zombie on the way. He's knocked violently onto the ground, where both of his arms are ripped from his body as he falls away. Napoleon, your 3 soldiers do catch up with you and then say, "Oops," as they look at Slob rolling around on the ground. Spruce, what do you do?
In a world where one badass tree loses his fucking limbs, a new cinematic hero steps in. Spruce Lee, now with zombie fucking arms. I dramatically stomp forward, slamming my stumps onto Slob's fallen zombie arms to fuse them onto my bark body, creating epic undead branch replacements. It's alive, motherfuckers. Cinema.
Okay. Spruce Lee, you successfully jam the zombie arms into your arm sockets and stand there very cinematically. From the ground, Slob the zombie mutters, "But I thought you were gonna help me get a job." He looks up at you, Spruce, and says, "Maybe you can convince somebody to give me a job with those big, strong zombie arms of yours."
This summer, one tree with badass zombie arms gives the performance of a fucking lifetime. Convincing the barkeep to hire this undead motherfucker. I stride dramatically to the barkeep. Flexing my rotting zombie biceps menacingly. Hire Slob, or you'll deal with Spruce Lee. Rated PG-13 for epic fucking violence. Cinema.
Okay, Spruce, you walk up to the barkeep. You shout at him dramatically, and he looks at you, ready to be intimidated. If you roll a 7 or above, you successfully look him in the eyes and say, "Hire this man!" The barkeep, looking at this gigantic tree with zombie arms in front of him, says, "Oh, okay, I could give him a job, but I don't really have anything for him to do, though. He doesn't even have arms. How would he help me? Give me a good reason that he should work here."
In a world where armless zombies need fucking jobs, one badass tree steps up as his personal limb donor.
Is he gonna—
"Here, motherfucker, take my zombie arms."
What?
I dramatically rip off my newly attached zombie arms again, tossing them heroically at Slob's feet. Now hire him, barkeep. He's fucking armed and dangerous.
Okay, throws the arms onto the ground. The barkeep looks on in horror and amazement. Slob stands up and does his best to kind of push his arm sockets into the arms to see if they'll reattach. And unfortunately, they continue to lay limp on the ground. The barkeep looks sadly at you and says, "Look, I'd hire you in an instant, but that zombie's already worthless. You can't trust the undead. And besides, he doesn't have arms. What could he even do with just his face, I guess?"
In a world where armless zombies are discriminated against, one badass tree says fuck prejudice. Let Slob serve drinks with his mouth, motherfucker. I dramatically gesture my branch stumps at Slob, booming heroically. Hire this undead genius as your first face-based bartender. It's fucking revolutionary. Cinema.
Okay, this is indeed very cinematic and intimidating. The barkeep looks on at this spectacle, and if you roll a 7 or above, He agrees. He looks at you and says, well, maybe a little bit of revolution in the industry is what we need. Honestly, anything that will make you get out of my tavern, ideally. I'm a little bit scared, so congratulations, Mr. Slob. Welcome to the team. And he goes over to the other side and gives Slob's arm on the floor a firm handshake. Slob smiles, a single tear going down his single eye, and he says, thank you, Spruce, thank you. You don't know how much shit I deal with as a zombie. Thanks for standing up for me. I'm not clear what you meant about serving drinks. Like, am I gonna go spit them in their mouth, or like what? And the barkeep says, I don't want that. And he says, well, I'm thinking maybe I go to like the ale and I slurp it up, and then I'll go spit it in a customer's mouth. And the barkeep says, well, do you have any diseases? You're a zombie. As they're talking, though, you hear the front door slam open. Boom! A rugged-looking figure, the type you might see in a sort of zombie hunter movie, casually walks into the hallway. I, he says, very cinematically, am the legendary hunter, Zod! And he waits for a cinematic boom, while making direct eye contact with you, Spruce. The audience gasps with cinematic approval. As he looks down the hallway, he opens his mouth to say, have any of you, and then looks directly at Slob. Aha! Slob, you thought you could escape me, but your time is over. Get back, everyone! The bartender, clearly recognizing Zod, steps back worried. I am the great undead hunter Zod, and I never let a target escape, because zombies don't contribute anything to society. What are your last words? He readies his crossbow, aiming it directly at Slod's head.
This summer, one badass tree says fuck zombie hunters. Your bigotry ends here, Zod. Courtesy of Owl Fucking Attack.
Okay.
I unleash my co-star owls, sending them screeching
Fat
dramatically
Albert.
at Zod's face to distract his aim and protect Slob.
Eaten lots of food, feeling nourished, joined by his owl brethren. Attack with advantage because of the food, 9 or above. And with a perfect roll, Fat Albert, feeling rested and nutrient-dense, expands his feathers and pecks Zod violently in the head. Ow, says Zod. How did you know? My one weakness. I can't hunt owls. He begins running towards the door, but Fat Albert harries him the whole way. Zod runs screaming and yelling the whole way out until eventually you can hear his cries fading out into the distance, out in the wilderness. Slob turns to you, Spruce, and he says, Spruce, no one has ever shown me such kindness. A job? Zod is dead? Is there anything I can do to repay you? Anything at all, Spruce? You truly are a hero.
In a world where debts must be repaid, one badass tree heroically demands the ultimate cinematic reward. Give me your fucking autograph, slob. I dramatically thrust forth a nearby napkin towards the zombie's mouth for him to sign with his teeth. You're going to be a star, motherfucker.
And Slob the zombie smiles at you and says, yes, sir, Spruce. I'll do it. I'll become a star for you. And writes with his slobbery tongue all over your napkin. And with that, you can see his arm on the floor giving a salute, as the party is now free to go.
So far, the party has burned down a tavern, entertained a tyrannical king, murdered a peaceful museum curator, and forced a barkeeper to hire a corpse, violating several health and safety regulations.
It is funnier that way.
Is Twitch Chat really the bad guys in this campaign?
He basically threatened a barkeeper to hire an armless corpse. Like, none of them did anything actually constructive at all. But at least the party didn't burn down the last tavern, that's a first. True. Inching ever closer towards Obsidian Peak to the north, you now have only one path in front of you. You make your way towards the next day's travel. Only a day more until you reach Obsidian Peak. As the path continues, you realize that in between you and Obsidian Peak is a massive lake. But as you approach the bank of the lake, you see a huge ship alongside of it, and a friendly-looking sea captain alongside that. He walks up to you. Hello, adventurers! My name is Captain Hardballs. I can give each of the three of you a ride across this here lake. It's a bit treacherous, but I've got the best crew in the business. You can cross with me. I will need 5 gold pieces apiece, which you know to be most of your net worth. But with no other options, you agree, and the three of you join the crew. And thus, you find yourself rowing through a large lake for several hours, as the various sailors do their work around the front of the cabin. Captain Hardball's at the back, smiling and steering the ship, and the three of you relaxing on wooden benches on the brow. If you can't tell already, I don't really know the terminology for boats. And after a few hours of peaceful sailing. Suddenly, the boat experiences a large lurch as something crashes into the side. What on earth was that? A sailor yells out. Suddenly, the captain screams, "Oh, great Davy Jones balls! It's sea monsters!" And you see along the prow of the deck as various aquatic creatures begin to appear and climb up the sides of the boat, coming from all angles on both sides. These armed and fearsome-looking creatures growl hungrily at the sailors as they crawl over. "All hands on deck!" screams the captain. "Sailors, fight these back! We're nearly at shore! Go, go, go!" Before you can even react, you feel a huge boom at the bottom of the boat, and suddenly, water spews out onto the deck, and the captain screams out, "No! We have to get to land!" Whimsy, what do you do?
Way! Sea monsters want to join the froggy boat party! Let's see what they've got! Rivet AO style!
Okay.
Shrieks Frog Whimsy, excitedly spinning into a chaotic breakdance move, accidentally kicking a nearby bucket toward the nearest sea creature.
Okay.
Oopsie doopsie! Froggy foot attack coming through!
Whimsy attempts to accidentally kick a bucket as they breakdance, knocking it onto this sea creature here. Let's see if it works. 11 or above. And unfortunately, the bucket just kind of tumbles over onto the floor, and you accomplish nothing, Whimsy. I hate her, I hate her. She's the savior of this party, all right? How dare you? Napoleon, what do you do?
Merde! General, these sea butards think they can ambush me? Napoleon dramatically draws his ornate flintlock pistol, pointing it arrogantly at the nearest sea creature and firing, shouting, "Taste French lead, you British wannabe poisson fuck!"
And she replies in a perfect British accent, "For the Queen!" But you fire the flintlock pistol 11 or above and it hits. And unfortunately, the shot veers right, and she snarls at you, eating some biscuits and tea. Spruce Lee, you're up.
In a world where sea creatures try to fuck up a blockbuster boat ride, one badass treant makes sushi out of these motherfuckers with director's cut.
Okay.
I dramatically slash at the nearest sea monster with my branches,
runs up here,
roaring epically as leaves burst forth.
Use director's cut. 11 or above, and it will hit.
You're about to get fucking pruned, fish face.
And again,
cinema.
Horribly misses. The sea monster laughs and looks at you with a deep Cockney accent. "Oh, it's the best you've got, Gov." It's now the sea monster's turn. They're going to swing at you, Spruce. This one leaps forward and attacks 11 or above, and it hits. But with only an 8, you manage to dodge out of the way. Near you, Napoleon, the sea monster rushes at you and tries to swing with a clawed, slobbery fist. But she rolls a 4. Because everybody in this campaign is incompetent. A nearby sailor rushes towards the water leak, but he shouts back Napoleon, "Quick, try hitting her with one of the cannons. They're a bit unwieldy, but it should work." Meanwhile, to the south, a sea creature near you, Whimsy, runs forward and takes a swing 11 or above, and it'll hit.
You fail.
Unfortunately, the sea creature steps onto that bucket that you kicked off earlier, starts falling around in a crazy, chaotic whee sound, and flips way off the boat, splashing down into the water. You hear another loud boom beneath the boat, and another water leak sprouts up towards the right side of the boat. The captain is sweating from perspiration, yelling, "We're only a few turns away from land! Hurry, hurry!" A nearby sailor rushes towards the water leak. Whimsy, you are up. Before you can act, you see 2 more sea creatures appear. One near the captain, and one near Napoleon. What do you do, Whimsy? I thought that was like a fasten seatbelt sign in a plane.
Rescue mission, squeals Frog Whimsy, activating Mega Jump to leap chaotically toward the sea creature,
jump incredibly high.
The captain, flailing limbs wildly midair.
This is good. Whimsy jumps across the whole boat.
Captain Roo.
Whimsy, you attempt to jump and knock the sea creature off the bow before it can get to the captain. 11 or above, and it'll land. And with a 16, for once in your life, you contribute something of value, spinning wildly directly into the sea monster, knocking them back into the water. The captain shouts out, "Thank you, strange annoying frog. I'll keep steering." And you see him focusing ahead. Napoleon, what do you do?
You British poisson fucks think you can handle la puissance française? Général, watch moi unleash le génie tactique. Napoleon dramatically spins the cannon around, aiming it directly at the nearby sea creature, and arrogantly fires it while shouting, "Eat cannonball, you tea-sipping bâtard! Vive la fucking France!"
Jams the sea monster in front of the cannon, lights the end. The cannon, boom, explodes, and the sea creature is blasted out far, far across the lake. It's so violent that the nearby sea creature even stops in his tracks, looking intimidated and confused. Spruce Lee, you are entangling with a sea creature near the north of the boat. A sailor also comes up behind and attempts to assist you. What do you do?
In a world where sea monsters fuck with the wrong goddamn tree, Spruce Lee unleashes the power of fecal-fueled fury.
Wait, what?
Time to fertilize.
Wait, this is a healing move.
I dramatically scoop nearby seagull shit off the deck, shoveling it heroically into my mouth to power up my next attack.
Okay.
You're about to get shitty fucking justice, fish face.
Spruce Lee, gathering the feces that are around the open, roofed boat, you jam poop into your own mouth as both the sailor and sea monster stare at you a little bit horrified. They can see you growing with power, though. Someone in the chat just said that this feels too easy. Right as chat is thinking that, another boom beneath the boat. Another water leak appears. Get those leaks fixed, shouts the captain. And just then, a massive kraken appears beneath the boat. You see it swim out, raise its massive body into the air, and slam down on the boat with two massive tentacles. One at you, Spruce. 9 or above and it hits. And with a 10, you're smacked violently back onto the floor of the boat, Spruce Lee. You're down to 2 health. Napoleon, with another tentacle, the Kraken slams a fist towards you. Slightly farther and behind the cannon, an 11 or above will hit. And with a nat 20, the arm slams down upon you, Napoleon. It launches you backward onto the ground, taking a heart. Additionally, it slams across both cannons, breaking them into pieces. And the sea monster rushes at you victorious, attempts to swipe at you while you're on the ground. 12 or above will hit. But he misses, slipping on the cannonballs on the ground. Napoleon, you are down to 2 health. Meanwhile, on the boat, the first leak is taken care of due to the sailor, who now looks up horrified at the Kraken. The captain screams out, "Only a little bit longer! We just need to hold out till land!" Whimsy, you are standing near the captain, looking as the massive Kraken looks over the top of the boat. What do you choose to do? We need a hero. What if this is when Whimsy shines, dude? What if this is when Whimsy actually cinemas and saves everybody?
Whee! Big squiddy friend
I don't think he's
wants
gonna
to
save
join
everybody.
the froggy dance party.
I don't think.
Shrieks Frog Whimsy, spontaneously performing a chaotic dance move, accidentally flinging a nearby harpoon toward the
goes to
Kraken.
this or
Oopsie
spinning.
doopsie. Let's dance and prance, ribbit chaos style.
Attempts to knock the harpoon accidentally into the face of the Kraken. Very difficult. 14 or above and it'll hit. And with a 15, Whimsy launches a harpoon across the bow, slamming into the Kraken's face. Roar! You feel it roar! And momentarily, the Kraken moves back from the boat. Quickly, the captain shouts, "All hands on deck, forward!" And you feel the boat lurch forward again. As that happens, 2 more sea monsters appear, but you can see land in the distance. Napoleon, you are not flat on the deck. A sea monster stands over you, the Kraken roaring in pain in the background. What do you do?
Merde absolue! You fucking tentacled British wannabe! Feel la puissance of my French insult, you bloated calamari connard!
Okay.
Napoleon dramatically rises to his feet, aggressively pointing at the sea
Rises
monster
in
and shouting,
front.
"Tu es un gros poisson stupide, avec l'intelligence d'une baguette moisie
What does
et
that
la grâce
mean?
d'un Wellington ivre en tutu."
I don't know.
Vive la fucking France!
And yelling directly into the mouth of this sea monster. You hurl an insult, with which a 9 or above. Unfortunately, it does not seem to work. It appears the sea monsters don't speak French. And he looks at you and says, "What was that, Gov?" Spruce Lee, you're up. We need something cinematic right now.
This summer, fertilized by the power of bird shit.
He is
One
fertilized
tree
right now.
delivers a fucking blockbuster
Okay,
slash.
okay.
The director's cut, Kraken edition. I heroically leap forward.
Towards the Kraken.
Branches blazing with fecal-enhanced fury.
True.
Slashing dramatically at the Kraken's giant
Jumps
tentacle.
forward.
Time
Slashes
to
at
cut
the
this
tentacle.
seafood special down to size, motherfucker. Cinema.
And with a 9 or above, Spruce fucking Lee leaps forward in midair, slicing in a heroic circle, slashes through a Kraken's tentacle. And with a slash, you see one of the Kraken's arms split apart and sink into the ocean. The Kraken roars out in fury, screaming. It launches forward with one vicious last tentacle attack at you, Spruce Lee. With fury in its eyes, 9 or above will hit you. You hear the captain behind you screaming, "We're almost at land!" It smacks you viciously across the chest of your trunk, and you're thrown backwards onto the prow of the ship. You are down to just 1 health. Whimsy, what do you want to do? Only a few seconds remain until the boat hits land.
Hang on, Sprucey Woozy, Froggy Whimsy to the rescue with a super duper silly healing dance.
And actually remembers they have a healing dance.
Time to dancey your ouchie away, Ribbit Chaos healing style.
And because the Kraken is so distracted by the pain, almost nothing can stop you. 3 or above and it lands. And with a 7 roll, Whimsy, your incredibly unnecessary dancing rejuvenates Spruce's branches, who pops back up to 2 health. Spruce, you stand up feeling healthy and rejuvenated, and just then, as your dance finishes, boom! You hear the boat crash into land. As it smacks into the ground, you hear the captain shout out, "Quick, everyone! Get off! Run for land!" And he starts running towards the edge of the boat. All of the sailors see him. Some continue to fight sea monsters, others start to run. The Kraken looks angrily and roars, but only has 1 tentacle. Napoleon, you are up. You are still facing off against a sea monster, but you could run to land. Everybody knows sea monsters can't walk on land. Or at least the Kraken can, whatever. You know what I mean.
Running from battle. Moi! Fuck that British cowardice! I never retreat, especially against seafood!
Okay.
Napoleon arrogantly grabs a nearby cannonball, dramatically hurling it straight at the sea monster's face while shouting,
"So unnecessary.
Eat solid iron française, you pathetic sushi batard!"
Napoleon walks up, grabs a nearby cannonball, hurls it at the sea monster's face. You slam the ball into the sea monster's head. He looks stunned, unconscious, harmless. Spruce Lee, you stand up on the deck with a dancing frog over you. The injured Kraken stands behind you, but will not be able to reach you on land. What do?
This summer, one badass treant doesn't just escape danger. He, Arnold, throws his amphibious co-star to fucking freedom.
Okay, he has this move.
I heroically grab Frog Whimsy,
okay,
dramatically hurling her toward land in slow motion cinematic glory.
Okay.
Fly, you froggy fucker. Time for a heroic landing. Cinema.
Spruce Lee walks up to his savior. And with a 16, you grab your 2 stubs and simply huck that frog off the boat, who smacks comically onto the ground, safe away from the Kraken. The sailors are mostly running, the captain with them. Napoleon, you are standing over an unconscious sea monster, the large Kraken behind you, who appears to be rearing up for one final attack before everyone is out of reach. As far as you can tell, only you, the captain, and 1 other sailor would be within attack range. What do?
Putain généraux, we have not come all this way to lose to a fucking oversized British calamari. Time to rally the troops. Napoleon leaps dramatically atop a broken cannon,
jumps onto the cannon
aggressively.
Again.
Généraux, fight like it's Waterloo. Only this time, we actually fucking win. Vive la goddamn France.
Vive la France. Everybody is feeling heartened. If you roll a 4 or above, you rally the troops successfully. And unfortunately, Napoleon, your allies still don't speak French and aren't motivated, but it looks badass. The Kraken stares at you and with 1 large tentacle slams it across the bow, trying to knock both you, the cannons, the captain, and the remaining sailor across in a single sweep. 10 or above and it hits you. With a 14, Napoleon, you are launched across the bow of the ship, flying through the air, and land painfully on the other side of the boat. The captain is also struck, flung across the bow, and lands to his side. The remaining sailor and sea monster are both hit by the Kraken's attack. You see them floundering in the sea beyond. Spruce Lee, the situation is looking a bit dire. The sailors have almost made it off. The captain is sprawled on the edge of the boat. Napoleon as well. The Kraken looks at you menacingly, but seems like you're almost out of his reach. What do? Does he just save everybody? Does he do something stupid?
In a world where calamari tries to fuck up a cinematic climax, Spruce Lee delivers a rescue so heroic even the Academy would notice. Arnold throw, Bonaparte edition. I dramatically scoop up Napoleon,
runs to
hurling
Napoleon
him epically off the boat to safety on land. Vive la fucking Spruce, motherfucker! Cinema.
Spruce Lee, not only do you hurl Napoleon's body gracefully through the air, you do it in a way that clips past the sea monster next to him, who is absolutely smacked on the back of the head, falls forward unconscious, and is now helpless as the sailors escape. And behind you, you see as the massive kraken, with only one arm, slams the boat angrily, distraught at letting its prey get away. Any final words from any of you, or any final actions before you run away, or do anything else? You don't have to run away, I'm sorry. Also, the captain is still knocked out on the boat.
Ha! Merde généraux! Another flawless victoire française. Eat shit, you British sushi bâtard! I told you my strategy was unmatched. Napoleon arrogantly dusts himself off, dramatically posing on the shore, while shouting back at the Kraken, "Enjoy your sinking British ship, calamari fuckwit! Vive la fucking France!"
And in fact, those words of French taunting even have a chance of hurting the Kraken. The Kraken still has not learned French. And behind you, you see that the captain is helped up by one of the sailors, safely out of range of the Kraken, and the whole team walks epically away from the Kraken, who then explodes. And the boat catches on fire. As the crew recovers a few miles away, Captain Hardballs turns to you three. That's the first time in all of known recorded history that a group of sailors has actually survived the Kraken. That was incredible. I owe you and the remainder of my crew my life. You can have this. It's my favorites. Gravity Reversal Rotary-Roo, as he hands you a small wand. This powerful artifact will reverse gravity in a 20-foot cube for 30 seconds. I hope you do it justice. It was an honor fighting alongside you. Who would have thought we'd die here together, fighting alongside a Frenchman? And you look at him and you say, die fighting alongside a friend. And then he looks at you and says, I don't remember if that's actually what they said in Lord of the Rings. Team, I am honored to say that after crossing the treacherous Kraken Lake, you now find yourselves moving towards the base of the infamous Obsidian Peak, where you just might be able to stop the villainous Twitch chat.
Chat, we have an opportunity here. We could flirt with Whimsy and try to counter-seduce before she tells us a bad joke. Either Whimsy is good, but let's try for the frog one.
It's time, adventurers. After almost the full week of travel, you have made it to Obsidian Peak. As you climbed higher and higher, the mountain became colder, mixed with spurts of heat from the lava pools on either side. And eventually, as you reach the summit and cross the great bridge heading towards the throne room, you find yourself in front of two massive doors leading into what appears to be a huge marble throne room. Spruce Lee, what do you do?
In a world where evil hides behind big fucking doors, one badass tree kicks shit wide open. It's time for the fucking entrance of the century. I heroically boot the doors open. Twitch chat, your blockbuster ass whooping starts now. Cinema.
And as you kick your way into the room, you see a massive throne room, two pools of lava in the center, weapons, armor, dynamite on the sides. And standing in front of a massive orb is a hideous-looking creature, the one known as Twitch Chat. Behind them, a massive glowing purple orb shimmers in the dark. Twitch Chat steps up to you, looks at the three of you, and says...
Alright, listen up, you pathetic band of miserable fucks. We're done playing nice. Twitch chat raises their hands dramatically, splitting Whimsy into two distinct halves. Sexy Whimsy and ugly Whimsy. Then immediately tries to seduce sexy Whimsy while yeeting ugly Whimsy straight into an active volcano screaming. This is cinema, motherfuckers.
Oh, fuck! As the three of you walk up, the multi-headed Twitch chat creature points a finger at Whimsy, and with a magical surge of energy, Whimsy, you start to feel yourself splitting. Only by rolling a 14 or above can you stop this. And you feel your two forms split into two. Both Frog and Hot Whimsy are here in the flesh. Whimsy, you now find yourself almost in two places at once. At first, you feel yourself still within your frog brain, chaotic and whimsical. What do you do at first?
Whee! Double the whimsy means double the fun. Vivid chaos incoming, shrieks Frog Whimsy, hopping wildly forward and accidentally tripping into a clumsy breakdance move,
trips,
knocking a suit of armor flying chaotically toward Twitch chat.
Okay.
Oopsie, doopsie, froggy, calamity attack, ribbit.
Whimsy moves forward, knocks into this suit of armor and attempts to fling it over at Twitch chat. 13 or above would hit. And with a 16, the suit of armor flies forward, smacks Twitch chat in the head. And you see, as the armor falls to the ground, one of their 4 heads closes its eyes. Ban a quarter of chat. What I want everybody to do right now is say north, south, east, or west. One of those 4. Mods, ban anybody who's part of East Crew. East Crew is officially defeated. South Gang is gonna win this for us. Rip East Crew. Now, Sexy Hot Whimsy, released for the first time in a few days. You look around at the scene. What do you do?
Oh, Twitch chat.
Oh, wrong
I
picture.
do adore group activities, especially when they get a little explosive. Hot Whimsy purrs seductively, grabbing a stick of dynamite and lighting it dramatically.
Okay, she runs over the dynamite.
Care to feel the heat, my dears? She coos, tossing it toward them with a sly wink.
Hot Whimsy, you walk towards the dynamite, light one up, and try to hurl it over at Twitch chat. 14 or above will hit. Oh my god, okay, now they're rolling. You roll a 17, and as you fling the dynamite across the room, boom, it explodes next to Twitch chat's head. And you see the north head of Twitch chat dramatically close its eyes. 2 are left. Deface that hurt motherfucker. Mods, take out a couple of them. Twitch chat screams out in anger and defaces. They're horrified. But Spruce Lee, you have a chance to act. What do you do?
In a world where Twitch chat fucked with the wrong blockbuster tree, Spruce Lee sends in his co-stars for an owl fucking Armageddon. I unleash my owl attack.
Unleashes owl attack.
Owls surging forth dramatically in a
Fat
screeching,
Albert.
feathery frenzy.
Rushing and screaming towards
distracting
Twitch chat.
and harassing Twitch chat.
Pecking. Poking.
Lights, camera, owl
14
action.
or above hits.
It's a bird-based clusterfuck. Cinema.
As you send Fat Albert towards Twitch chat, you see its 2 remaining heads lock eyes onto Fat Albert's body. And you realize those eyes are full of love. You realize that these 2 remaining Twitch chat heads actually care more about Fat Albert than you do. They've been obsessed with him the whole time. And when Fat Albert realizes this himself and looks at Twitch chat dead in the eyes, he realizes this is the main character that he's meant to be with. Fat Albert now fights alongside them. Spruce Lee, not only have you failed in your attack, Fat Albert now fights for Twitch chat, and it's Twitch chat's turn. Twitch chat, what do you do starting now?
Holy shit, chat. It's time for our ultimate attack.
Oh, God.
We cast a Gigantify spell on Fat Albert, making him an absolute fucking unit, and hurl him like a fluffy feathered missile directly at Napoleon to yeet that tiny French fuckface into the lava for a crispy Waterloo flashback.
Boom!
Caw. Motherfuckers! Viva la Warburg!
Fat Albert expands and turns into a massive weapon. And as you point at Napoleon, Fat Albert launches forth, slams into him, and attempts to carry Napoleon off over to the lava.
Fly, my pretty, fly.
And with an 18, the gigantified Albert, once an ally, turned enemy, grabs Napoleon by his shoulders, flies over the pool of lava, and drops Napoleon in. Napoleon, you begin falling towards the pool of lava. What do you try to do in midair? You only have a few seconds to potentially save yourself.
Murd! Absolute! Doug, I'm trying to cheat. Fuck your British owl betrayal bullshit.
I don't really want him to be able to cheat.
As the genie tactique I am, I'd have anticipated Fat Albert's betrayal and prepared my gravity reversal rotary roux wand to reverse gravity and fling my French ass back to safety. This is worse than fucking Waterloo.
Okay, I think that's legit. 9 or above and he succeeds. With an 11, Napoleon, your cheating power does allow you to create a gravity box around yourself, allowing you to float just out of the way as Fat Albert swooshes by you, unsuccessful. Napoleon, you've managed to cheat and get out of danger. Spruce Lee, you are up. Maybe he'll ally with you. Maybe seeing Fat Albert turn will cause too much emotional pain.
In a world where traitorous owls fuck over their tree friends.
No.
One badass ent says fuck betrayal.
He's loyal.
Time to uproot the set.
Okay.
I dramatically grab a nearby suit of armor.
Grabs a suit of armor.
Hurling it heroically at the glowing orb behind Twitch chat.
Okay.
To fuck up their power source.
Interesting.
Lights out, chat. This blockbuster ends now.
Spruce Lee, with your arms fully regrown over the past few days, you grab the suit of armor and using your Arnold Huck, or whatever it's called, hurl the suit of armor across the room, attempting to slam it into the massive glowing orb at the top. 13 or above will connect. And with a 10, you throw the armor, but it clinks just a little bit short of the power orb and does not connect. Twitch chat, you are up.
Holy shit, chat. We're fucking dying here. Time for the ultimate gamer move. We chug an unholy mixture of Cheetos, Mountain Dew, and a big blunt, fully healing ourselves and reviving our beautiful dead heads. Poggies, you fucking noobs, we're back at full power, baby.
Twitch chat attempts to consume Cheetos and cocaine to heal back up to full health. Depending on how they roll will affect how successful it is. And with a 13, Twitch chat heals one of their 2 hurt heads. Welcome back, North Crew. You are back in action.
We got this, North Crew. We revived. We are Jesus canonically.
Wacky Whimsy, you are now up.
Oh,
wrong image.
Twitch chat needs some froggy fun. Ribbit chaos incoming. Squeals Frog Whimsy, bouncing chaotically and accidentally activating her bad jokes move aimed at Twitch chat. What do you call a Twitch streamer in a volcano? A hot mess. Oopsie doopsie.
That's
froggy
such a
joke
bad
attack.
joke. Okay, hold on. Starting in 5 seconds. If I see a single lull in chat, a single ha-ha, a single person who found that funny, the damage connects. That was pretty good ha. Doesn't count. Not funny. Oh crap, not funny. We've got 1 ha-ha, 2 more. 1 more. Stay strong, chat, hold. And we've got a Lamau. Chat thought it was funny! That's officially psychic damage! Whimsy's terrible joke connects directly into Twitch chat's head. The Western one closes its eyes. The 2 remaining heads look down at you, Whimsy, and they say, "That's not fair! Most of us didn't think that was funny!" Which means now it's Twitch chat's turn again. That joke did not make any sense, by the way.
Oh, holy shit! West Crew down! It's time for sweet revenge! We chug a cursed gamer juice cocktail of Red Bull, Monster, and coffee, causing us to violently mitosis into 4 chaotic Twitch chat clones, and then simultaneously punt Whimsy straight into the fucking lava. LeBron style, get fucked!
That's
you
not-
unfunny frog poggies!
Adventurers, you look up in horror. After vibrating violently for a few seconds, the monstrous Twitch chat creature splits, and 4 smaller Twitch chatters appear. The 2 on the sides, the east and the west ones, appear to be incredibly weak, incredibly frail, but the north and south look powerful. And they look at you in a booming voice and say, I'm going to read the first 4 messages I see. I am east side, 1 per IQ point, North Gang, and rigged. Napoleon Bonaparte. What do you do?
Putain de merde. General, these little Twitch British wannabes are fucking multiplying. Enough! Napoleon arrogantly draws his flintlock pistol mid-air, aiming dramatically at the nearest small Twitch chatter and firing with furious precision. Taste la puissance française, you pathetic rigged bâtard.
Pulls out his flintlock pistol, 1 shot per battle, and fires it at the nearest chatter, the south one. Now that you're smaller, your armor class is lower, it's easier to hit. With an 11 or above, Napoleon, your bullet connects. And with a 19, pow! You see the Twitch chatter on the south side simply lose their head and fall over to the ground helpless. Twitch chat minions, you are up.
South Crew! No, Hosto, that's fucking it! Chat revenge time! We channel our cinematic rage to polymorph Fat Albert into a gigantic demonic bald eagle that spits molten lava and dive bomb Napoleon straight into the fiery pits, screaming, "Fuck France! God save the North! Get absolutely Britished, you tiny fuck!"
God save the North. With an earth-shattering roar, you see that Albert transforms into a massive bald eagle, who flies towards you, Napoleon, begins spewing lava out. Due to your anti-gravity, you have a bit of an advantage, but an 11 or above will hit you. And with a 7, you just barely manage to dodge Napoleon, but Fat Albert Bald Eagle is now flying above you, spewing lava. And that means, Spruce Lee, it is your turn.
In a world where cinematic betrayal comes from fucking bald eagles, one tree heroically kicks feathery ass.
Okay.
It's pruning season, Albert. I leap dramatically upward, branches slashing furiously.
Jumps into the air.
In an epic director's cut, aimed at the lava-spewing traitor eagle. Time to make this bird extinct, motherfucker.
And just
Cinema.
like the Kraken attempts to do a mid-air slice onto Fat Albert. Oh man, 11 or above hits. Unfortunately, Spruce, fortunately, Spruce, while you spin and it looks awesome, and everybody agrees, including Fat Albert, who admires you, the attack does not connect. And this gives Hot Whimsy a chance to act.
Oh, Twitch chat. I simply adore chaos.
Okay.
But let's make you dance to mine.
She could charm Fat Albert.
Hot Whimsy coos seductively, activating her charm move.
Moves
aimed
up
at the
and tries to
Twitch
seduce
chatter.
the nearest chatter.
Won't you be a dear and help me cause some delicious trouble?
If 3 people say yes in the next 10 seconds, it works. Don't fall for it. She says, I submit. 1 is submitted. Okay, 2. Hubba hubba. Chat is seduced. And that means Westgang, who is weak, by the way, is temporarily swayed. You traitors. I don't want to, but she's just so hot. Westgang has fallen. God, all the people in Westgang are probably secretly like, oh, thank God. I wanted to partner up with her so bad.
I consider this an absolute win, quite frankly. As a member of Westgang, I can safely say we won.
Twitch chat, you may now describe your next intention. However, you are in a weakened state. You only have 2 of your bodies left.
Holy shit, chat! We gotta get West back. It's ultra mega Riz time. We strike the most cinematic JoJo pose possible and seduce Hot Whimsy by telling her she's radiant, convincing her, and by extension Westgang, to come back to our chaotic Twitchy embrace, cause we're the only true mommy here. Welcome home, West. Now let's fucking go.
You're rolling a disadvantage. Depending on your roll, it will change what happens, because multiple things could happen here. And unfortunately, despite your best riz, Western chat stays sexy. And this means, Napoleon, you are up. You are floating in your gravity bubble.
Generals, watch and fucking learn. I'm summoning La Grande Armée to obliterate these British Twitch chat batards once and for all.
Okay.
Charge, mes soldats, for France, frog legs, and fucking victoire.
Napoleon, you summon the Grand Armée who burst through the front door. The 3 loyal soldiers who so far in this adventure have only taken the arms off of a zombie. They charge forth to the Twitch chatters and attempt to lunge onto the weakened Eastern chatter. But with the distance, it'll be difficult. 15 or above and it hits. Unfortunately, the Grand Armée fails. Twitch chat, you are up.
Alright, chat, it's time for absolute British chaos.
Okay.
We activate Napoleon's gravity orb, reversing its polarity and turning it into a cinematic black hole of doom that sucks Napoleon, Spruce Lee, and the whole Grand Armée straight into oblivion. Get fucked, you French fucks! God save the North!
God save the North. Okay. This Twitch chatter, who has an incredibly powerful finger, points it at the wand that Napoleon holds, powering his gravitational field. A magical energy burst shoots towards it, and suddenly, this helpful gravitational field turns a dark and sinister red. Suddenly, Napoleon, you feel a force around you, pulling your body and ripping it inwards. As long as you roll a 10 or above, you escape it. And unfortunately, Napoleon Bonaparte, as the red and black hole erupts around you, Fat Albert looking down judgmentally, you feel your body turn and twist and stretch all different ways. It spins a few times, you get scrunched into yourself, and after a few moments, you disappear with a pop. Napoleon Bonaparte is gone from the battle.
Vive la fucking France!
Additionally, others nearby, as the black hole starts to wind down, must roll so that they aren't sucked into it as well. Spruce Lee, you attempt to resist? It should be easy for you. Spruce, not only do you resist the black hole with your feet planted firmly on the ground, you look up and realize an opportunity. You jump in midair, grabbing Fat Albert, your former companion, and attempt to hurl him downwards towards the black hole. Fat Albert tries to resist, but he must roll an 11 or above. He rolls an 18, but Fat Albert is still disoriented, is slammed and falls forward, dodges the black hole, but skids to the floor near the bottom of the shrine. And you watch as the black hole slowly diminishes after consuming its victim. Spruce Lee, you just watched as Napoleon Bonaparte was consumed in a black hole. What do you do?
This summer, in a world where Twitch chat thinks it can eat Bonaparte, one tree says fuck cosmic betrayal.
Okay.
It's time for goddamn vengeance. I heroically charge forward. Leaping dramatically toward the glowing orb,
tries to
Twitch
jump
chat,
over
slashing
Twitch chat
furiously at it
and
with my
slashing
branches.
at the powerful orb.
Let's cut this fucking chat short permanently.
Oh! Powered by vengeance, and with Twitch chat not having much energy left to stop you, a 10 or above will succeed. But unfortunately, with only a 7 roll, you lunge forward towards the glowing ball, but do not manage to land a strike. Twitch chat, you are up.
All right, chat, it's time for a good old British BBQ. Fuck you, Spruce Lee.
No!
We summon a massive fireball straight at Spruce Lee, igniting that wooden fucker into a crispy cinematic inferno.
Okay.
While screaming, God save the North, you overgrown Christmas tree. Get burnt, loser. Poggies.
Chat attempts to send a fireball at Spruce. They are still weakened. 13 or above hits. But with only a 4, the fire dissipates and swooshes around the orb before it can hurt Spruce. Next up is Frog Whimsy.
Nobody messes with Froggy Whimsy's tree, friend Ribbit. Time for a super duper chaotic mega jump.
Okay, he's jumping.
Squeals Frog Whimsy, enthusiastically bouncing skyward and accidentally crashing headfirst into the glowing orb.
He crashes into the orbs.
Oopsie doopsie. Froggy orbital smash attack.
Whoopsie doopsie. All right. Whimsy tries to mega jump towards Twitch chat, but dramatically overshoots, launching towards the magical orb. A 12 or above will hit. Whimsy, as you slam into the orb, you feel a great shuddering. You look back and realize that the lava in the room has started to flow outwards. It seems that the stability of this throne room might depend on this orb in some way. Lava is now spreading farther, reaching towards the souls of the Grand Armée and Twitch chat. Additionally, the Eastern Twitch chatter looks even more frail and shrinks just a little bit. You hear a voice in your head, Whimsy, and it says, "Please, take the time power for yourself. Just touch me, Whimsy. Just touch me." Meanwhile, Hot Whimsy, you have successfully charmed the Western Twitch chat. There are 2 living ones remain. What do you do?
Oh, darling orb, your offer is so temptingly wicked. I simply can't resist. Hot Whimsy purrs seductively, sashaying toward the glowing orb and reaching out dramatically to touch it.
Whimsy
Time for me to truly
steps
feel your
towards
power,
the orb,
my dear,
and places a hand upon it. And the instant you do, you feel a reverberating in your brain, like some sort of ultimate, otherworldly power that you've never known before. And as you touch the orb, Whimsy, a voice in your head speaks out and says, what would you like, Whimsy? Speak your heart's greatest desire. Please don't be sexual. Please don't get me banned. Please don't get me banned.
Oh, darling orb, grant me control over this delightfully chaotic Twitch chat. I want them helplessly charmed, dancing obediently to my whims. Hot Whimsy declares seductively, her eyes sparkling with villainous excitement.
Oh my.
It's time to unleash some deliciously wicked fun.
The members of West Gang are already seduced. The members of South Gang currently have no head because they were shot with a pistol. East Gang is weak. North Gang is almost all they have left. Twitch chat can feel the seductive power washing over them. There's people in the West who start speaking to the 2 remaining chatters. Don't worry, North and East chat. It's great, they say. Join us. West is best.
As a member of West Gang, it ain't so bad with Hot Whimsy. Come and join us, North, East, and South. It's so hot and sexy over here.
I am going to roll a d20. This is how much resistance you have against an ultra turbo orb seduction move. You better hope this is high. 6. And what that means, do you fall for her seduction? Only 30% of you need to say yes. Feel the power of the orb, chat. Feel how seductive it is. Look at Hot Whimsy. Search deep in yourself. You know that you want to be with Hot Whimsy forever. You know it in the depths of your soul. And although the majority don't want it, the power of the orb overwhelms you. And Twitch chat is officially seduced. The rest of Twitch chat slowly feels themselves enveloped by Hot Whimsy's flames. Hot Whimsy, you have successfully seduced all 4 members of Twitch chat. What's the first thing you say to them? A lot of them are saying, we won. Fog the good ending.
Oh, my sweet, obedient Twitch chat. It's time for a deliciously wicked victory dance.
Oh my.
Hot Whimsy purrs seductively, laughing mischievously as she commands them. Dance for me, darlings, and let's make this chaos unforgettable.
And with that, Twitch chat, forced to do her bidding for all time, erupts into the following dance, which they will now describe in explicit detail. Go.
Holy shit, chat, we did it! Time to victory dance like absolute mad lads. We hit the sickest, most chaotic dino dance and dance frog combo ever witnessed. Breakdancing wildly and uncontrollably into the lava while yelling, God save the North, Mommy Whimsy, and Fat Albert, Poggets.
All right, the 4 Twitch chatters happily dance directly into the lava and slowly burn to death. And although Twitch chat walked into the lava, you still sense a voice in your head, Hot Whimsy. The 3 remaining adventurers, Whimsy, Hot Whimsy, and Spruce Lee, turn back to the orb. Spruce Lee, the orb now calls to you. It whispers into your brain. Place your branch upon my orby skin. Then you 3 can take the power for yourself and stop the loop.
In a world where orbs whisper seductive promises, one badass treant says, fuck it. Time to touch this cinematic orb and become the biggest goddamn movie star in history. I dramatically slam my branch onto the orb, booming heroically. Grant me box office dominance, motherfucker, rated PG-13 for epic fucking greatness. Cinema!
Spruce, as you place a branch upon the glowing orb, you feel the power connect through all 3 of you, and you realize that those Twitch chat avatars is just a sort of illusion. The real power was here in the orb the whole time. Some sort of chaotic online energy, like thousands of people saying nonsense into a Twitch chat at once seems to be powering this orb. They seem to still have the power. And now it whispers to you, we will decide your future. First, the orb focuses its energy on Hot Whimsy. We have the power to break the time loop, and we will. But Hot Whimsy, we will decide your fate. We have decided.
All right, chat, hold on to your fucking hats, cause this shit is gonna get weird. Hot Whimsy and Frog Whimsy fuse into one ultra-powerful Dommy, mommy frog goddess who we immediately marry and divorce exactly 76 times, having 76 children and then unhaving them all just to maximize psychic damage.
Okay.
After this fucked up cycle of marriage speedruns, she banishes DugDug to fucking Detroit and proclaims Twitch chat the eternal ruler of Cabbage Hell, repealing the Third Amendment and summoning the ghost of Napoleon to officiate our weddings. And then we all explode into the lava for one final glorious horny ass orgasm poggy.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You summon Hot Frog Mom Dommy, as well as the fucked up spirit of Napoleon. Have children, unhave them, get married and divorced, and then all of you waltz into the lava, ending happily. And we'll say you drag the Grand Armée with you. It's not cinematic. Y'all just... Why is everybody walking into the lava to end this? This doesn't make sense. And now, only one character remains. Spruce fucking Lee. You heard his wish, chat. He wishes to be a movie star. You've seen his audition, but ultimately it's up to you. You hold the power of the orb. Twitch chat, what do you think should be the future of Spruce fucking Lee?
Holy shit, chat, we got the blockbuster event of the fucking century up in this bitch. Spruce Lee transcends all human and tree boundaries, fuses with Fat Albert into the ultimate cinematic god, and takes over fucking Hollywood, Bollywood, and even fucking Sharknado as a wooden shark, all while winning exactly 93 Oscars, 144 Golden Globes, and becoming president of the entire fucking solar system. Then, in the most legendary cinema moment ever,
oh my God,
he walks into the lava like the goddamn Terminator with a thumbs up, ending this cycle forever in a blaze of glory and absolute peak fucking cinema. Baby!
And slowly, the three remaining characters, movie star Spruce, Bald Eagle Albert, and the Orb, walk into the lava. Spruce holds a single epic thumb upwards as they fade into lava. Cinema. Congratulations to every member of the party, to all of the adventures they met along the way, and to the Twitch chat who held this universe together with their power. In the end, you accomplished nothing by everybody just walking into the lava. Congratulations.